Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Surabhi Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 1st of May. Indian coastal province ramps up preparations for Cyclone Fani. Unforgivable damage will occur if bail not extended, Nawaz Sharif tells top court. And Sri Lanka lifts social media ban a week after Easter Sunday bombings. And now for all the details. Over 24 teams of disaster management workers have been deployed in areas likely to be hit by Cyclone Fani as part of preparations for the national calamity in India's eastern Odisha province, an official said on Wednesday. Cyclone Fani will be the third to hit the coastal areas after Cyclone Gaja and Cyclone Titli. Around 28 teams of India's National Disaster Response Force or NDRF and 20 teams of Orissa Disaster Rapid Action Force or ODRAF were deployed in areas that were likely to be hit by Cyclone Fani, a senior disaster management official said on Wednesday. Fishing activities remained banned in the coastal areas. Elaborate plans have been chalked out by authorities to ensure minimum impact. People residing in low-lying areas have been evacuated and shifted to 879 modern and multi-purpose cyclone shelters. Each cyclone shelter can accommodate 1,000 people along with their livestock.
फनी को देख करके हम लोग को आया है इंस्ट्रक्शन आया हुआ है हमारा पास जो है रिसोर्सेस लाइटिंग गियर से कोटिंग गियर से फ्लोटिंग गियर से जो सब है इस सब को हम लोग अभी तैयार कर रही है क्योंकि हमारा टीम फॉर्मेशन हो गया है। चीफ फायर अफसर जो हमारा कटक में जो है डायरेक्टरेट में है वो सब ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कर रही है। वो उनका इंस्ट्रक्शन से हम लोग जहाँ रिक्वायरमेंट होता है डिस्ट्रिक्ट के हिसाब से हम लोग भेज रही है।
Indian Meteorological Office has forecast heavy rainfall in Odisha and in some parts of neighbouring Andhra Pradesh province in the next few days. Cyclones in the Bay of Bengal are common at this time of the year. They often cause deaths, mass evacuation of coastal villages, disruption of power and phone services, as well as damage to crops and property. The Indian Army on Tuesday tweeted a picture of what it claimed were Yeti, or the abominable snowman, tracks in the snow. Largely regarded by the scientific community as a myth, the Yeti is part of Nepali folklore and is said to live high in the snow-capped Himalayas.
Mountaineers from the Indian Army on an expedition in Nepal have found mysterious large footprints in the snow that they think belong to the Yeti or the abominable snowman, the military said on Tuesday. In a tweet accompanied by pictures, the Indian Army said it had sighted footprints measuring 32 by 15 inches close to a camp near Mount Makalu on April 9. Indian mountaineers and locals in the Himalayan region are skeptic yet believe in the latest addition to the claims of the snow beast's existence. They are not entirely sure about the validity of the claims but believe it should not be outrightly rejected or ridiculed.
No, I'm yet to encounter Yeti. But, as a mountaineer, as a trekker, it is a dream to, just if we can have some glimpse or maybe, some footprints of Yeti, that'll be, very satisfying thing because we have read about it, we have heard about it.
जो है अभी quite recently किसी ने ऐसे यति बोल के किसी को एनकाउंटर नहीं हुआ किसी ने सामने नहीं देखा तो मैं समझता हूँ कि on this context कि यति किसी ने वाकई में यति देखा बोल के ये कहना गलत होगा.
Largely regarded by the scientific community as a myth, the Yeti is part of Nepali folklore and is said to live high in the snow-capped Himalayas. Located on the border between Nepal and China, Makalu is among the highest mountains in the world and stands near the Makalu-Barun Valley, a remote wilderness that has also been surveyed by researchers hunting for the Yeti.
In news from Pakistan, Pakistan's Supreme Court will hear a petition by former Premier Nawaz Sharif on May 3rd, seeking an extension in the bail granted to him on medical grounds. In the plea filed on Tuesday, Sharif said unforgivable damage will occur if the bail is not extended.
Pakistan's former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif on Tuesday filed an application in the Supreme Court seeking an extension in his 6-week bail on medical grounds, saying unforgivable damage will occur if the bail is not extended. Sharif, who had been serving a 7-year jail term in connection with Al Azizia corruption case, was granted bail by the Apex Court on March 26th till May 7th to receive cardiac treatment without leaving the country. The petition filed by Sharif argued that given the complicated and life-threatening nature of his heart ailment, the bail should be extended. Unforgivable damage will occur if the bail is not extended, the application reads, according to local media reports. Nawaz Sharif was sentenced to 7 years in prison by an accountability court in the Al Azizia corruption case in a verdict announced on December 24th last year. The Supreme Court will hear Sharif's petition seeking the extension in the bail granted to him on medical grounds on May 3rd.
In news from Afghanistan, delegates attending the ongoing consultative Loya Jirga in Afghanistan have criticized the government for limiting the Grand Assembly's coverage. The meeting, which congregated in Kabul on Monday, aims at finding ways to negotiate a peace deal with the Taliban that would end the ongoing conflict. A number of delegates attending the Grand Consultative Jirga on Peace in Afghan capital Kabul have criticized the organizers for restrictions on the coverage of the gathering, where almost 3,200 representatives from across Afghanistan have gathered. The media outlets have been given the permission to enter the Jirga's hall for 1 hour in separate groups, but they cannot report from within the hall, delegates said. The rare consultative meeting, which congregated in Kabul on Monday, aims at finding ways to negotiate a peace deal with the Taliban that would end the ongoing war.
آزاد رسنیو ته د واک ورکړل شي، صلاحیت ورکړل شي ترڅو د جرګې نن کوم مسایل چې تیریږي او د پخک لاندې راولي.
هم مردم افغانستان میخواد بدونه که در جرگه چی جریان داره و چه چیزهایی هستند و هدف کلی را باید کل مردم افغانستان بدونه.
The 4-day consultative Loya Jirga or Grand Assembly is a crucial attempt by Afghan President Ashraf Ghani to influence the ongoing direct peace talks between the US officials and the Taliban before they hold the next round of meeting in Qatar. However, a number of politicians, including Chief Executive Abdullah and political movements, have boycotted the assembly, claiming it an election campaign and a waste of time. In news from Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan government on Tuesday lifted a temporary ban on several social media networks, a clampdown that had been intended to prevent the spread of misinformation after the Easter Sunday bombings. The move was welcomed by local residents who hope to gain more information as the city slowly recovers from the deadly attacks.
The Sri Lankan government lifted a ban on social media platforms including Facebook, WhatsApp and Viber on Tuesday after the sites were barred on hopes of putting a stop to the spread of rumors after the Easter Sunday bombings. The move was welcomed by many local residents who hope to gain more information as the city slowly recovers from the deadly attacks. Sri Lankan security forces were maintaining a high level of alert amid intelligence reports that the militants were likely to strike before the beginning of the Islamic holy month of Ramadan, which is due to begin next Monday.
Very good now because I am very happy because we can communicate, we can get more information.
When these kind of things happen, you need to have some kind of what you call a limit for things, because in first place you get all needed information and unneeded information. So I feel like it's good to ban it for this small time, but now it's okay, so we are very happy.
Scores of suspected Islamists have been arrested in the multi-ethnic island nation after the April 21 suicide bomb attacks on hotels and churches that killed more than 250 people, including 42 foreign nationals.
Dog Squad of the Indian Army serves as the eyes and ears for the Army in carrying out counter-terrorism operations in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. Indian Army usually enrolls Labradors, German Shepherds and Belgian Shepherds into their dog squad depending on the altitude and weather conditions.
Dog Squad of the Indian Army serves as the eyes and ears of the Army in carrying out counter-terrorism operations in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. The Dog Squad is a part of the Indian Army, and these silent warriors are used for detecting bombs, mines and hideouts. Indian Army usually enrolls Labradors, German Shepherds and Belgian Shepherds into their dog squad depending on the altitude and weather conditions, other than the type of assignment, which may include regular patrol to detect explosives.
हम डॉग्स को चूज़ करते हैं वेरियस कैटेगरीज़ के लिए, तो उसमें जैसे हमारे इन्फेंट्री पेट्रोल डॉग्स हैं, माइन डिटेक्शन डॉग्स हैं, एक्सप्लोजिव डिटेक्शन डॉग्स हैं, गार्ड डॉग्स हैं, सर्च एंड रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन डॉग्स हैं। तो ये हर एक इंडिविजुअल जो हैं इनके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स होते हैं। हर एक डॉग्स की अपनी अपनी ड्राइव्स होती हैं, तो वो जो ड्राइव्स हैं वो हम पर्टिकुलर डॉग्स में देखते हैं और उनको एक्सप्लॉइट करते हैं।
The army dogs undergo rigorous training like the soldiers and are taught to respond to military-specific hand gestures and even verbal orders by their handlers. The army dogs and their trainers have won many awards for their outstanding work for defending the nation and its borders.
A henna art workshop-cum-competition was recently organized in India's northern Srinagar city for providing a platform to budding female artists to hone their skills and empower them. Women in India apply henna on their hands, feet and make intricate design during weddings and festivals. A henna art workshop was recently organized in Srinagar city of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province to give budding female artists a platform to hone their skills and empower them. The event, which was organized by an art foundation, witnessed participation of women artists from across the valley. They were seen applying henna on women's hand and making intricate patterns as they showcased their talent. The workshop was aimed at giving an opportunity to the women who wish to move forward in society and establish themselves as henna artists.
इट्स अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू दोज गर्ल्स जो घर पे मेहंदी लगाती है, लेकिन उनको जो फैमिली प्रेशर होता है पीछे से, बोलते हैं कि मेहंदी वाली, तो ये टैग हटाना है। वी वांट टू बी कॉल्ड एज मेहंदी आर्टिस्ट।
तो हमने एक सोचा था कि हम एक कंपटीशन शुरू करें, हम एक आइडिया आगे लेकर आएँ कि मेहंदी इज़ अ ब्यूटीफुल फॉर्म ऑफ आर्ट। ये सबसे नहीं हो पाता है, ये सब उनसे हो पाता है जो सच में आर्टिस्ट हैं, उनसे हो पाता है।
Henna, also known as mehendi in Hindi, is a dye prepared from dried and powdered leaves of henna. Indian women apply henna on their hands, feet and make decorative unique designs during weddings or festivals. Authorities in a zoo in India's western Ahmedabad city have made elaborate arrangements for cooling off the animals to provide them respite from the sweltering heat. Rising temperatures adversely affect the metabolic rate of animals. The first impact is apparent through a reduced appetite.
Animals in a zoo in Ahmedabad city of India's western Gujarat province were seen cooling off amid rising temperatures on Tuesday. According to the zoo authorities, sprinklers have been installed to create rain-like conditions for the animals in enclosures, and their food intake is also being monitored. The zoo staff also goes an extra step in spraying water on animals to provide them respite from the sweltering heat and minimize the chances of a heat stroke.
We are providing the green net. Green net generally cuts the temperature, especially infrareds, and the temperature goes down to the 8 degree. We have also provided almost 45 desert coolers, which is giving the cool air. Our keepers and the other staff, they are also spraying a lot of waters. Zoo is densely planted. We are having a lot of trees.
Summers in India are a difficult time when soaring temperatures lead to numerous casualties of humans as well as animals. Possible reasons for the rising temperatures range from global warming to greater urbanization, leading to taller buildings and diminishing green cover.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on southasianewsline.com. You can also visit us on facebook.com/SAsia Newsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsia Newsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.